everybody. It's us. Helen and Paul. Yeah.
This motley.
So I thought I'd do a live this afternoon about launching, because we've not launched. We did a sort of softer launch like earlier on in the year, but we had a launch lull and we didn't launch for a while, and we were looking at different things, different ways to create sales into our business, right? And one of the part of that has been working with lovely Paul Green here around a much more holistic sales approach than we've taken before. What we've done before is we've gone, here's the thing, would you like to buy it? Yes or no? That's been it. It's served me very well, don't get me wrong. But this has been our first big launch of the year, like a big, what I would class as like bells and whistles, all singing, all dancing, throw everything at it, launch. And what that means in my world is we have a promotional run up, lots of value adding, lots of audience building activity, lots of free content, and then we do the ultimate free content, which is a big 5-day challenge on how to get leads from LinkedIn, which has got 2,000 people in it currently. And then halfway through that 5-day challenge, we ask people if they'd like to buy the LinkedIn Mastermind to take those next steps with us. And then on Sunday, we close it off. So that's it. So the key elements to me when something is a launch is that there is an audience build mechanism, there's an audience engagement mechanism, and then there's an audience conversion mechanism. And I wanted to do this live into various different places today, because I know that if you're in my world and you're watching this from afar, it's always good to get some juicy behind the scenes stuff, right? This is the content I love from other people. But instead of waiting until it was over and doing it properly, I thought, let's just do it right in the middle of it, because it's it's fresh, right? And once we've finished, we'll be like, well, that was the launch, and we'll be moving on to the next thing, which will be Christmas. So I thought it'd be really good to sort of take a breath mid-launch. Now, there's obviously a lot of other people involved than me and Paul. Rochelle's stuck, can't come on the call. Abby's obviously deep doing it. Vicky Jakes is campaign managing for us, which is great. Holly's beaving away in the background. So everyone is super busy. And then the whole team, we've got 2 major teams as well working. So we've got the 5-day challenge team, which is headed up by Vicky and Rochelle and Abby. And they are some amazing people that are helping us out with the content, the copy, the tech, and the marketing. And then we've got our new and improved, well, new and obviously improved because we didn't have it before, audience engagement team, which was the new thing that Paul and I thought would be great to add in to move us away from, here's a 5-day challenge, do you want to buy it or not? Have a call, decide whether you want it or not, into something a lot more holistic and a lot more wider reaching and focused. And I think that's really interesting, because I like to document what we're doing as we're going. And I think for me, if I was watching this, and I would be thinking, I would want to know what's going on behind the scenes, but also like, what are we doing differently? So I think that's why I wanted to talk about the launch within the launch, right, Paul Green?
Yeah, and it's also quite funny, I think, for everyone to see us looking slightly dishevelled.
Yeah, this is what it looks like in the middle of it.
And you're like, I mean, like my setup here is like I've got my laptop that I'm on right now. I've got my desktop behind me with stuff on it. I've got my iPad next to me with stuff on it. I've got my phone that's like, I've got my earpods charging. So it's like, I've got a minute where I don't need to use them. Let's charge them.
Yeah, I'm like that with my mouse in between calls.
Yeah.
I've just come
like an operations centre, isn't it? It's just like, this is the hub of like...
It's the war room, right?
Yeah.
The war room. And we luckily managed to get a day off this week, which is quite nice in the middle. But we did talk about the launch at the same time. But yes, same. I am on the front line of the campaign, if you like. And you can fly planes, but this is like really complicated, right? There's a lot of missing pieces, a lot of moving parts for this, right?
I know, it's when I keep picking up my mouse and I'm like, oh, my mouse, why isn't it working? And I'm like, oh, because it's on that computer. And I'm like moving stuff around up there. I'm like, oh God, that's not right. What am I doing there?
So yeah, dishevelled is the right word. I didn't even get to dry my hair this morning before I had to take Megan to school. So yeah, dishevelled, but enjoying it, right? It's fun.
I love it. I mean, I always enjoy the challenge. This is probably the most in the challenge.
Yeah, you're deep in
terms of like everything and looking over the whole thing. But yeah, I absolutely love it, because this side of it for me this time, I get to see, like, to really see the wins, but also to see where people are struggling and where people need help. And and that just being at that point where you can think, oh, actually, I can help you now. Like, I'm in a position where I can suggest stuff, and we can work on stuff, and we can implement stuff, we can try stuff, and see whether it works. Whereas as an ambassador, it's more like just go in there, hammer through those comments as fast as you can, and get out the other side of it unscathed.
Don't put your head up. Don't talk to anyone. Just get in, then get out. Yeah.
There's so much more thinking space to this now, and strategy, and how do we improve this, and how do we make this better, and how do we serve people more.
Yeah,
I love that. I think there's just it's a whole new level this time.
And every time we do this, I always say, it's just a repeatable process, right? It's just a plan, and we just deliver it, and that's that. And then I forget that when I'm in it, I create loads of new things within it.
Yeah, and you're dealing with humans as well. Like, humans are not predictable. This is the thing. Like, right now, the things that we're hearing from people is, I'm just so busy in the run up to Christmas. I'm trying to get all this stuff done because I want to take Christmas off, and then they're not fully committing to the process, and then they're not getting results, and then so it's I think it's a really interesting one seeing it for this side, because you always think it is a really easy, repeatable process, and then you throw a load of people at it who are really unpredictable.
And then a team who are all new, a lot of them are new, and are just all just trying to thinking, what the hell's going on? And then you've got me and you and Michelle going, what about this bonus? Why did we do that? And
let's launch this 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, let's do this now. And I'm completely rogue this time. I'm putting posts in that aren't supposed to be in there. I'm recording personalized videos of people that wasn't in the plan. I'm doing lives all day, every day. Like Becky, my new PA, saying to Abby, why is Helen live? And Abby's like, oh, Helen just does live when she feels like it. So I did a whole thing about 4 pillars of content today, which wasn't planned. And it's like, I am so rogue. I'm only really starting to realize how difficult it must be to be in the team, the campaign team, if you like. I mean, there must be 20 people involved, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm all right because I think I'm on the rogue side.
Yeah, exactly. So, but I think you make me worse. You lead me astray because I'm like, what about this? Like, yes, do that. And then Michelle's like, yes, guys, do that. And what about this and this? And then we've got.
And then you see all these comments going backwards and forwards between all of us until you go, right, who's going to do this? And then the chat goes silent for about.
Yeah, everyone's like, oh, we just like the ideas. But then I've got a whole team of implementers going, will somebody tie Helen to a chair and turn her brain off? Because can we just get through this launch, But I feel like that's my magical superpower, right? Yeah. Because things that I do on a whim are the things that can completely transform the results, right?
Yeah, but also this is where I think this team in particular is perfect, because for every Helen Pritchard, you need a Vicky Jakes to be like, that's not practical. Or it's not practical right now. We need that balance of guys have had this amazing idea, and then people who are willing to kind of to stand up. Actually, the last thing you want in psychologically, you probably think you want to be surrounded by yes men, but actually,
oh no, that's the worst thing that can happen. That's when my team fall over because they're going that nobody wants to say. Which is one of the reasons why Stu's involved in the business, is so people can go to Stu. This isn't even a joke. This isn't a joke. People go to Stu, so he'll have the difficult conversation with me. He'll literally take me to the pub and talk to me on the way up, and I'm like, oh no, but this isn't coming from him. It's like it's picked his moment. He's saying it in the right way. It gets me around to his way of thinking, and then he'll feed back like it's fine, like don't worry, whatever. So it's really interesting. And I'm reading that book as well. And this is the thing about launching: it's full of people. You got your people in your audience, you got your people in your challenge, you got people in your teams, you've got people in your life, personal life. Like I've got Megan on the phone. Wanted to come home from school before, and I'm in the middle of doing something. So there's so much, so many moving parts. It's kind of like, and I suppose in a way, I'm like in the epicenter of it, just creating more chaos instead of just doing it. But that's part of the fun, right?
Yeah, exactly. Right? But the thing that I love about you and the way you run your challenge and all of your ideas is every single thing comes back to the mission, and it's about the people. It would be an absolute nightmare if you were like, guys, how do I make more money today? But you never know. It's like, yeah, obviously we want to do that. But your thing is always, right, we've got people who are not doing the work. How do we help them do the work? We've got these people who are struggling. How do we help them because they're struggling? How do we give more? How do we give more? How do we get this?
So one of the conversations we were having when we were away was like, how can we help the top 10% of people who are performing as well as the bottom 10% who are struggling, right? And then I was like, well, what about the people in the middle who are like just ticking away. We need to help them. I was like, just eat my starter.
Basically, you want to help everyone. Like, that's what we've come around to. Like, we need to help the bottom 10%. We really want to support the top 10%, and we also want to help those people in the middle. Easy, why not?
We want to help all the people.
Rochelle's listening to this, she'll implement it.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, Rochelle's a great implementer, to be fair. She's a great ideas and implementer. So she's very dangerous because she'll be like, let's do this. And I'm like, yeah, do that. And then she's like, oh, no, I've got to do that. Like,
she's also dangerous because she changes the name of stuff and she comes back and you're like, what's this we're talking about now? Like, oh, yeah, I've renamed it to this.
Yeah,
it's a better name.
Exactly. Well, that connection thing was the point of the engagement team, yeah?
Absolutely, because I think
they were like, I don't know what the engagement team is. Do you want to talk a little bit about that in terms of this launch?
Yeah, so the engagement team is like basically it's a different way of looking at a sales team, but about making it less about the actual sale, about getting people to buy stuff and about helping people take action and figure out what the next steps are for them. Because you get something like a challenge and you just kind of drop at the end and it's like, bang, you're done. And there are so many people who say, that's fine, I can continue on my own now. And this is what we're getting as feedback. The number of people who are saying, oh, that's it, I've got enough this week, I can continue. And that's absolutely true. Like, people can. But how do we keep supporting them longer term? If they're not in the place where they want to buy now, what can we do to help and support them? But also for the ones that maybe this isn't the right next step and actually they need to go a step further. Like, there are people out there already killing it. Yeah, people who are killing it on LinkedIn already that maybe don't need that as the next step, but we can still help them. So it's about like right place, right suggestion, right thing to keep people engaged, keep them on board. Less about the sale and more about helping people to win.
Yeah, and so connections like my thing right at the moment, and that's something I maybe having that as my word for next year. But nice. And one of the things that we've noticed is, and Rochelle said this yesterday, she feels like this challenge has got heart. She said it's very wholesome. It's got a lot of heart. There's a lot of good energy in there, and I think that's because we've been so focused on connecting with people and getting people to understand that they're not a number to us. They're not a percentage on a conversion on a sales sheet. They are people. And for me, when someone says I can't afford it, automatically I'm like, how can we help this person make enough money? Not only so they can buy from us, but so they never have to be in that position again where they want something and they can't afford to buy it.
Especially Christmas.
Go on, sorry.
No, I was going to say, especially coming up to Christmas.
Yeah, it's like
the list of stuff you gave me this morning that we can send out to people was like, this
exactly.
is all the free stuff.
I said to Holly, send me a link to all the free stuff we've got. She sent me.
Nice.
And that's not even all of it. There's more on it. And that's just the recent stuff, right? That's just the stuff we've done in the last few months. Yeah, different ways to make money. So to me, it's like no one's ever I don't want to say a lost cause, but I mean, there's never a point where I think I can't help that person or I don't want that person, to be in our world, because it's almost like there's always more ways we can help people at every level. It's interesting though, and trying to do that en masse just gives that culture of it. It's really interesting, the vibe, if you like. It's always been high vibe, but this feels like it's got depth to it as well. Eh?
It does, and everybody wants to help each other. Like, you can really see it in the comments. Like, normally in the comments you'll see, someone posts their headline and an ambassador comes in straight afterwards and comments, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas this, it's like every comment's got like 4 or 5 other comments on it, because the community is just we've nurtured that community to feel like that about each other. And yeah, it's a real special place to be, I think, the challenge group this time.
Yeah, it's good. It'd be sad to shut it down on Sunday, but that's what we're doing. That's the process, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm letting them all go back into the wilderness. I got them all in a safe space, and some of them will go back. Some of them will stay there. Some of them will join the free group, which is good. And on the connection, we were talking about bonuses for today. It's Black Friday today.
Oh yeah,
it is. And oh, nice, Rochelle. Yes, I know you did. Black Friday today, and I was like, we should have a Black Friday bonus. Probably should have thought of that a while ago. And my Black Friday offer, which I'm going to announce at 5:00, I think is one of my best yet.
I think it is. I think it is. The name of it's really good as well. Well, of one of them.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing for the bonuses for me is, number one is give people what they want. and I know what people want because they tell me, what people really, really want in the word of the Spice Girls. And give people an insight into behind the scenes. This content like we're doing now, I think is really important because I think it's about showing, not telling. It's not about having a curtain where all the secrets are behind it. It's about, as we learn, you learn, like literally in real time. And I think that's really important for people who are launching. So it doesn't matter whether you got 2,000 people or 200 people or 2 people in a group, right? It's about these methods and these, everything gets bigger at scale. And there's obviously more moving parts, more people and more chaos, but it's about learning, applying everything. You might as well take what I'm learning and apply it to your own businesses, because let me make the expensive mistakes, right?
Yeah, definitely. That's why I love being your business partner, because it's like you just tell me, oh yeah, don't do that, I did that and it didn't work.
Yeah.
I was also thinking earlier on today, I'm really excited about one of your other bonuses, because that's the bonus I got when I joined.
Yeah.
That was the game changer for me. I've still got the notes in my notebook.
I love that. Get that in frame.
And it made me $3,000. That conversation with you. So
that's nice, isn't it? If this bonus could make everyone $3,000, then that's their LinkedIn Mastermind paid for it. And
exactly. So yeah, I'm in this, like you can see very quickly, this was my
that was the actual call,
following my bonus. Yeah. Yeah, I got so much out of that. I like looking back at that every now and again, and mainly because at the very top it says sort out your website. But I have been sneakily telling some people what the bonuses are today when I calls with them.
And what's the reaction been?
They're very excited.
Yeah, it's funny. Okay, so we're going to announce at 5:00 on the live inside the challenge, and then it'll be go public just after that. So talk about sales then, because it's your thing, right? The Paul call, and we are doing Paul calls at scale, right?
We are. It's insane. Yeah. Training people to do it properly for the first time is really exciting. The Paul call thing is like it's non-sleazy sales, so it's a way of getting people to take action, take the relevant action that's right for them. It doesn't always result in a financial sale. And this is the thing. So I always say this to people when we talk about sales, like sales is a transaction. It's an exchange of things. So we always think of like, I'll give you my thing in exchange for money, but it doesn't always have to be. Like it can be, I'm going to give you this thing for free, but in exchange, I want your time commitment that you're going to actually do it. You're going to get the result, and then we will have another conversation afterwards. And for me, that's what the whole Paul call philosophy is about. Like finding out where somebody is, what they need, being able to really quickly assess what the next steps are for them, and then offering them the logical next steps. So rather than bombarding them with, these are all the things you can have and these are all the things you can do, like out of that list that you showed then of the free stuff, if we offer somebody something for free, we'll offer them one thing.
Yeah.
Based on what we think is the logical next step that you need to take on your journey. And for a lot of people, it's accountability. A lot of people, that's what they need. And you need to pay for accountability. Like the next step for that is join the program. Like you can have all the free stuff in the world, but if you're not going to do the work, then that is the logical next step. And we'll be honest with that. We'll tell you, like,
so
you need to stop joining the challenge, and you just need to do the work.
I think maybe we should start barring people after they've done 2 challenges.
Yeah, 3 challenges, then you're out.
Yeah, 3, then you're 3 strikes and you're out. Right? Yeah, it's interesting with the £500 thing. So my 5 ways to make £500, which has been the runaway success. Talk about things that I do on a whim that go well. So we're relaunching it, because obviously we didn't launch it. I just thought it up one morning and it wasn't a thing. So now it's got its own landing page and all that kind of stuff. So we're going to start running ads to it, basically. Nice. And this is, so we can say this because all you guys are in my organic audience. So what we're going to do is, people want it, they can download it, but they need to give us their phone number and their email, right? Now, people can put in fake numbers, right? We can't stop that, but it does ask them to put numbers in, and overwhelmingly people do, right?
Yeah, because people trust you. People trust that you're not going to do something stupid with that number.
Yeah, and I don't know if it will so much on Facebook ads, but we'll see. But then, what I would really like to do, if time and money is no object, and I think we can pull it off, is to ring people after they've downloaded it and give them a bit of time to do the work and be like, you downloaded it? What did you do with it? And when they say nothing, well, have you thought about, having it being in a world where you do have somebody keeping you accountable and you have got a mentor and you have got that kind of stuff. So it's like, it's almost like calling people out on their own activities. Like keeping the world accountable is like my new mission, I think.
Yeah. The other thing for me that's great about doing these calls, and I said it in the group earlier on, it's cutting through that noise. Like, it's so easy to just create like an excuse for not doing something. And actually, I think if you're going to succeed in business, you need to be really honest with yourself why you're not doing the work. And that's the great thing about this call, because it's unexpected. People don't book it. They don't know when it's going to happen. It just happens and someone talks to you. You have to be honest, because you're in that position where, we had it today. Someone said, when I called them, I don't have time. I don't have time to do the 5-day challenge. And I said to them, okay, that's fine. So, where are you in business? I'm not making money. So in order to make money, you need to spend more time on your business, but you don't have time. So something needs to give. And it's really interesting when you have that conversation, because people have the realization of, oh yeah, actually, maybe I am just wasting my time watching Netflix. And
of course.
Actually, if I just knuckled down for a month, I could make that money. I could commit, and then look where you can be.
Change your life, yeah. People are so scared to take action, though, because they're scared of change fundamentally. It's really interesting. Yeah, people say to me, they don't want to take my advice, right? Which is fine, whether they're in a paid or a free thing. And I'm like, that's fine. Are you where you want to be in your business? Are you getting leads from LinkedIn? Are you getting inquiries in your inboxes on other social media? Yes or no? If the answer is no, well, why don't we try it my way for 6 months?
Yeah.
And either you can be right, and I'm wrong, or you can be rich. And then you win anyway.
I was hoping you were going to say that. That's one of my favourite Helen quotes. You can be right or you can be rich.
You can't lose, right? Who doesn't want to be right or rich, right? And if you're rich, you don't care about being wrong, right?
Wrong, right?
Like I wish I had a magic wand to fast forward 6 months for people, because so much can change when they take action. Like you and Michelle have only been in my world for a year. That blows my mind.
I know, and I said this when we did the hangout last week on Sunday. Like, the difference between me and some of the people who were on the 5-day challenge at the same time as me is that I took action.
Yeah, that's it.
And that was it. And actually, my big win from that time came from the 5-day challenge. It just made sense that I'd continue it on. But the biggest win that I ever talk about from LinkedIn is still came from the 5-day challenge. Mainly because I think that's the most exciting one, being featured on the BBC.
I suppose Fred Dome was on it, or Pete Dome was on it yesterday.
Oh, really?
So you're a good company.
I got was interviewed for the Metro last night. Like it just
snowballed off. Yeah. What about, so just going back to calls, because that is something differently we're doing this time, just trying to speak to more people on the phone, and I've been doing some video and stuff, some personalised video, which we've never done before, which again is all about connection and engagement. So what do you say when people say, and I see this a lot, I hate getting phone calls. I would never want to phone people, because everyone hates getting phone calls, right? And you should never just ring somebody. What's actually the reality, having done hundreds and hundreds of calls?
I mean, with that, it's your mindset. Like, who are the people who call you? Like, if you feel like that you hate calls and you hate people calling you, who are these people that call you? And think about what is about that you don't like, because it's probably the sleazy sales thing. I mean, we probably 5% of people that I call don't want me to call them. And that's fine. I just say, okay, I won't call you. But that's 95% of people that want to hear you, want to hear from you. Being an entrepreneur and being a business owner is incredibly lonely, especially in the online space. And sometimes people just want someone to talk to. So when you phone them and you say, I'm just calling to check in with you, there's no agenda. We always say this, like, divorce yourself from the outcome and marry the process. Marry the process of just supporting your clients, supporting them at a deeper level, being there for them when they need you. And we know they need us, because there's 2,000 people who've put their hands up and said, I need help with LinkedIn. Mm-hmm. So if we can help them and support them on a different level, so like you said, they feel like they're not just a number, why wouldn't you do it? Yeah. Even if you've got one person out of 100, surely it's worth doing.
It's so good for you doing calls. It's so good for you. People are so scared of that 5% that they never do it, but they forget about the 95% of people who are happy to hear from you. And then the top 5-10% who are just so happy to hear from you. They want to buy something from you, right? And it's kind of like, people are so scared of that big risk that people will reject them, that they just never ever go through that barrier that might also never happen into the utopia, really, of speaking to people all day who know you, like you, and want to work with you. Like, I mean, from a business owner point of view, it's incredibly great feedback, and people are just scared of it because of this connotation with cold calling. It's not cold calling. These are people who have said they're interested in what it is you sell. And I'm interested in the whole, we're ringing people now who've maybe done 2 or 3 challenges and still not taken action, still not even done the challenge. Like, what's the psyche, do you think, of people when they sign up to these things and just don't even take part at all? Like 3 times in a row, though, because they're still putting a hand up saying, I want to do it, but not do it.
I think they know they need to. They need to do it. They know they need to. They know they need to make a change. But I think for a certain amount of people, or a certain group of people, there is a mindset around, well, if I'm not paying for it, it doesn't really matter. Like, something else can come up, I can put it on. And I think people sometimes are afraid to make that change. They are afraid to put their hand up and say, actually, like, it's easy to sign up to something, isn't it? To click an ad, click submit, and send all your details off.
Yeah.
But then to show up consistently and actually say, I need help with my business and I need to implement something new.
Yeah.
A complete different mindset shift. And I think that's the next hurdle, I think, that we could look at, is how we overcome that. So that
because it's never the thing. So if I could speak to all of those people, the reason why they're not doing it is never the thing they think it is. It's never the time, the life getting in the way, other stuff. It's always some deeper rooted fear. And that's almost my biggest frustration, is that I know if I could actually speak to these people, not because I want them to buy from me particularly, but I want them to take action, whether it's me or someone else, you know? And it's like, I know I could dig into that and find it, if I just called it out, and I can do it at scale on the calls and stuff like that. But it's just this frustration of just not being able to, people just allowing their own stuff to get in their own way and then not getting the results. You know, I know people will have followed me for 5 years, not taking any action or bought anything from me, and just be, if they'd have just done something 5 years ago, would be in such a different place. It makes me want to cry. I mean, I'm a bit emotional, but it makes me want to cry.
It's the difference between me and them, like, or, you know, it's not just me, but, you know, just using me as an example. I took action.
I took action 5 years ago and look where I am.
Yeah, exactly. It just takes that one mindset shift, just that one thing to do it differently. And that's why when we do these calls, like, the final kind of parting message on the call is always, what are you going to do? Like, what is the plan? So if you're not going to buy from us, that is absolutely fine. But what are you going to do? Because everyone has a goal, everyone has ambition, everybody wants to achieve something. That's fine. But if you don't have a strategy or a plan in place to achieve it, then you're just going to continue wandering the wilderness, signing up to 5-day challenges, never taking action. And it's sad. Like, we want people to...
It is sad. I mean, it's like, it's heartbreaking because they don't need to buy from me. They just need to take the free advice and start implementing it.
Do the thing. But you can't. Like, if you don't even, you know, if you sign up to the 5-day challenge and don't even take part in it, then...
Although some people don't do it and like, I'm going to join it anyway, because I know the fact that some people say to me, I've just had a 5-day challenge, I didn't get involved, I saw it happening, it was far too, like, I just couldn't get my head into it. I'm going to join the LinkedIn Mastermind because I know it's for me, but I need to hold myself accountable and I need to pay for it. You know, some people are a bit more self-aware, aren't they? They're like, I've signed up a couple of times, I've still not done it, and I need to get some skin in the game, and I need to have some people around me holding me accountable, and I need you to kick my ass to make me do it. It's like, I don't think there's many people who are like, that program's shit and I'm never going to do it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think 5 years in, 2,000 people in, you know, I think the overarching belief from the inside and the outside is it works. So, you know, obviously you should do it, but everyone's got a different reason not to do it, which is fine. But it's just that getting people to take that, getting to that point, you've got to get sick of your own bullshit.
Yeah.
You've got to get to the point where you're like, you know what? I'm sick of my own bullshit now, and I'm just going to do the thing. One thing to move me in the direction, which is why I love the 5M stuff, because it's about the mission and the money. and the mindset and the movement, the taking action. Like it's all of those things. And I think you get so caught up in one instead of looking at it as that like holistic, overarching thing when it comes to business. You've got to have a big mission. You've got to have money goals. You've got to have your mindset in the right place. You've got to take action every day, but when you do it all together, that's how you start to quantum leap. And I understand it's overwhelming for people. I do, because I've been there. I'm still there. It's still overwhelming for me, right?
Yeah, I have days where I wake up and I'm like, oh, I've got so much to do today. And then 2 hours go past and you're like, oh, I've achieved nothing. Because it just does, I'm in a position though now where I can see through it myself, and I know I just need to push through the barrier. Which is why I think the sales.
Which is why it's really good to have mentors and to be in programs where people are, because when someone comes to me and says, I feel like this, I'm like, of course you feel like that. You're supposed to feel like that. You're at that stage in your business. And it's like, oh, okay. I thought there was something wrong with me or something different. Or, it's like people say I posted and no one engaged. And I'm like, of course they didn't. They were not going to. Like, same as when I love it when I share my stuff from 5 years ago, like super enthusiastic, showing up relentlessly. No one's commenting or liking because, it's just, it's what it is. So, I mean, from our side, I think it's just been such a great launch so far. I mean, it's Friday night, so it's the party, close out over Saturday and Sunday. I'm expecting pretty good results, right, Paul? Like in terms of welcoming lots of people in.
It's certainly looking that way. There's nothing right now to make us think we're not going to smash it.
I mean, like we said last night, we were sort of on target. We're pretty standard, like as we would normally be at this time in a launch. It's always that first one we think no one's ever going to buy, and then so at least one person's bought. So
exactly. That's it. As long as we've got one person that we can perform.
And then we hit double figures. It's like, well, at least we're in double figures. And then this isn't my first time doing a launch, but we know that most people buy at the last minute, right? Obviously, that's a fact. So it's kind of like I'm not too stressed about it. But in terms of bonuses, I think what's really good about this time is the bonuses are all time sensitive for tomorrow, for the day after the end of the launch. Sorry. So we close it on Sunday, and then when people buy, first 50 people come in to a huddle with me, Action Takers Huddle. It's already in my diary for 10 a.m. on the Monday. So that'll be really cool. So some people will buy it at 5 to midnight and be on a call with me at 10 a.m., which I think is pretty good for people. Yeah, because in the old days, we used to launch and people have to wait for months, right? Because we only opened it every so often, whereas now we can get people in. And then we've got lives every night. You're doing one, aren't you? Michelle's doing one. Who else is doing them? I know I'm doing one.
Hannah Gibson's doing one.
Hannah's doing one. And we're just going to have like things to help you really kickstart your time in the LinkedIn Mastermind.
Mine's about sales. So all that stuff we've just talked about on Tuesday night.
And Michelle is like head prefect. She's going to be doing assemblies every morning for freshers.
I'm going to find a together.
Yeah. Put chewing gum in her hair or something.
Yeah, exactly. If you look at like the roles that me and Michelle have, I am totally that kid. Like, tie her hair to the chair. She gets to go up, and the chair comes with her. I didn't really do that at school for all the people.
Of course not. Sorry, Mum. And also the bonus that we don't talk about enough is the £99 thing bonus. Your ticket to making this program pay for itself from day one, pretty much.
The self-funding LinkedIn Mastermind ticket.
Yeah, it is. It's the golden ticket to making your money back on the LinkedIn Mastermind before you ever get a lead from LinkedIn.
Yeah, I mean, it's like,
week one.
Why wouldn't you? It's like the perfect combination. We teach people to do the £99 thing, and then I'll teach them how to turn that into £1,000.
Yeah, basically. And then you made your money back, really. And then you can because I'm so competitive, I know you are. Like, for me, it's be like, I want my return on investment so quick, so I can just sit back and be smug that I've got my money back, and every penny I make now is pure profit, and I'm in for life. It's like, I would just be loving life on that one.
Yeah, exactly. Writing the wins up all the time. Look what I'm doing, how amazing I am.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Documenting all your wins, for sure. And I'd be coming to everything. I'd be like teacher's pet, right?
Yeah, I mean, I still do come to everything.
Yeah, exactly. You're a year in, right? And it was lovely because I saw before a lovely post from, I can't remember who it was now, but she said, "Oh, I'm loving my time in the mastermind. It's coming to an end and I'm sad." And I'm like, it's not. You get it forever. Amanda, yeah. I felt like Santa. Like, Oprah. You can have lifetime access into the LinkedIn Mastermind, and you can have it, and you can have it.
Amanda's brilliant as well. She's it's taken her a little bit longer to make it work, but it's like, I mean, it's working on another level for her right now. She's one of my one-to-one clients.
Nice.
She is killing it.
Nice. I'll hopefully get some one-to-one clients out of this launch as well. That's the other thing about launches. There's loads of other peripheral things. We've already sold a Business Mastermind today, haven't we?
Yeah. Well, I say we'll give Emma the credit.
Emma sold a Business Mastermind to somebody. So not everyone wants something to Mastermind. They can buy other things as well. And some people will be like, I just want to work with Helen one-to-one. And I'll be like, okay, step this way for 2022. So
exactly. You've got all the things on offer. And that's the beauty of talking to people. We can
find out where they're at. Find out where they're at rather than try and sell them things all the time.
Yeah, the amount of people also that we call and they go, oh, but I'm already in the LinkedIn Mastermind. You're like, great. So what is the next step?
So what's the next step for you?
What are you going to do next to help you smash it?
There is always a next step. And I remember speaking to somebody once. I can't give them credit. So I'm sorry. But I remember I was at some kind of like mastermind thing and they said to me, so after the LinkedIn Mastermind, what's next? And I was like, that's it. I just sell that over and over again. And I was doing great with it. I was like, probably I'd done 1 million or whatever, and I was probably heading towards 2. And I think they were like, that's it. You build this huge audience and you engage them so well and you convert them and then that's it. And I was like, pretty much. And it was only this year that I brought out the Business Mastermind and then started doing one-to-ones and the Catalyst. That's all been this year. And then next year is all the meetups, right? So we're doing all these meetups and events and stuff. So it's really like a weird evolution. So yeah.
Speaking of meetups, how can people meet up with you soon, Helen Pritchard?
With me soon. Good lead-in. Yes, the 5M event is happening in Warrington, guys, on Friday next week. So a week today, we are holding a 5M experience day. It's within school hours. I think it's 9:30 till 2:30 in Warrington, which is very well connected for both trains and the motorway. And you get to hang out with me. And some people are coming on the Love Train with Rochelle on the Thursday afternoon. So it's 2 hours from London. And a couple of hours from Scotland, so you can come from all over the country and it's going to be great. And we've still got some tickets left. It'll be a whole day of talking and thinking about your business differently, so your mission, your money, your mindset, and the movements that you need to make in 2022. Will also be entertained with the lovely Victoria Sharp and Kate Jenkinson doing singing, playing the piano and spoken word poetry, and we'll also be going to the Chinese restaurant down the road on the Friday night after the event. So
those tickets are going to be gone by the end of the weekend.
Yeah, those tickets will be gone by the end of the weekend, I'm sure. So if you want one of those, it's 149. Let me know. Send me a DM. If you want to buy the LinkedIn Mastermind, send me a DM as well. Or the Business Mastermind, or you want to join Catalyst next year, or you want to become a one-to-one client. roll up. There's me.
You don't know what. If you know you need something and you don't know what it is, then let me know.
Yeah, exactly. If you
I'll
need
tell you what you need.
Yeah, if you need sales, you need Paul, you need a course, you need Rochelle, you need Facebook ads, you need Vicky. Trust me, we can, whatever you need, we've got you covered. We're a one-stop shop for entrepreneurs, for sure.
Is this what the octopus is then? When you talk about the sticky octopus on their face, is it you actually? You just got like your tentacles in all these different faces.
Yeah, like suckers. Like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You need Facebook ads? Here's the lovely Vicky Jakes.
Yeah. Oh. Follow tentacle number 3.
That's probably a graphic in there somewhere.
Probably. Well, I'll give G a call.
Yeah. Right. Okay. I've got to go do the school run. Thank you very much for coming into our behind the scenes chat. For those of you in the 5-day challenge, I will see you tonight for the party at 5. See you then.
See you in a bit. Bye.